Hi everyone, this is Johnnyonoes and I'm playing Pulsar, Lost Colony, and in this Let's Learn episode, I'm going to show you the interior of the WD Cruiser. As the name implies, it is the part of the WD faction, which is kind of the Imperial-like corporate faction of the game. So you can see from the stats here that this ship, and this is one of the ships that we've kind of maxed out the game in too. We were basically destroying everyone with one hit, but this is basically your kind of a fast attack ship. The cruisers are relatively smaller in footprint than the larger ships, and it has turret charge speed of 35%, which allows you to shoot more often, and it gives you a plus 10% to your intimidation, so you're going to be extorting money from other ships a lot easier. The stats of the ship are here. Just take notice, the shields and hull are pretty good from the beginning. 400. I mean, compare that to some of the other ships where the Intrepid may have more shields with less hull, and as well as the two AOG ships, which basically has very little shields and hull. It's a very nice ship if you're looking to be kind of a bad boy on the street type of thing. It has only forward main thrusters, so keep that in mind. You cannot slow down using your main thrusters, and it has no extractor. So this ship is really just for blowing everyone else out of the sky. Let's go ahead and jump in the ship. Right, so here is the bridge. The bridge is a little bit smaller than other ships. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the Stargazer, which has the kind of the same format here. So your captain's chair is going to be on the left-hand side. Your communication window are really tiny, which makes it difficult for other people to access, say, the trade station or to see what's going on with the captain. You've got a damage monitor right on your left, which is super good while you're in combat. Unfortunately, you're going to be facing away from the action. So keeping an eye on your damage monitor as captain is very important, because you're going to be the guy calling out whether or not something is damaged. Everyone else is going to be focusing on their thing. So you have the weapon station right here, and you have the helm right at the front near the window, as you'd expect. All right. So moving on to the science station. The science station is really nice because the fact that all the windows are in the same spot. All you have to do is hold down Alt to be able to access every single screen at once. So you can get to every screen just by standing right here. And you'll be able to see right out the front of the ship to see what kind of damage is incoming if your pilot isn't calling it out to you. The engineering station is here. Once again, all the screens are right next to each other, which is really nice. But I would still suggest kind of camping in the engineering section because you're going to need to be there during combat. Just like the Intrepid, the spine of the WD Cruiser is very much of the same thing, where it's kind of a straight shot between all of the sections of the ship. It goes from the bridge to the engineering with one hallway. Heading back to the front here. So you have a cargo area right here in the front. You got about 8 slots. Heading further back, you go into the teleporting room. Now, while you're teleporting in and out of the ship, it can be very disorienting when you jump back into the ship and you're trying to rush to either the bridge or the engineering room. The way you can figure it out is the teleporter is near the back of the room. So the teleporter is sitting on the furthest side from the bridge. So if you teleport in, let's say we'll teleport to the hub here and teleport back. Teleport in, look for where the teleporter is. If you're the engineer, that's pointing in the right direction. If you're part of the bridge crew, then you know to look for this kind of grating to know where you're going. Because the cruiser has no labeling whatsoever in it. It's very difficult to figure out what's where. So that is the bridge. Moving on, or that was the teleporter room. It's a really nice central location, just like the Intrepid, which allows everybody to run to the teleporter if you're going to be doing a boarding action. You have kind of the lounge slash sleeping area along with all the lockers right along the spine, just like the Intrepid, which makes this a good second ship. You have the engineering station in the back with most of the things within view. If you kind of stood right here, you could hit every single screen, which is super nice. So if I wanted to load up fuel for the science station, you can do it here. If I want to initiate a jump, I can do it there. And if you wanted to mess with the power allocations, you do it here. You can also nope, you can't. You can't hit the turning the shields off. You have to be a little closer. But you can basically hit everything right from right here. There is no extractor on this ship, so you're not going to see an extractor screen. But the engineering station can be found right here, right behind the reactor for repairs. Off to the left-hand side of engineering. Now this is where things get a little bit complicated. So we're on the left-hand side of the ship. There's additional cargo, as well as the captain's quarters, along with a little bathroom. Nice little snazzy captain's quarters. Doesn't have his locker in here, though, so it's very aesthetic. But you do have, I think you do have logs if you were to walk in here. And he's apparently eating some fruit and some asparagus. Delicious meal. But here is the captain's log. So moving to the front left-hand side of the ship brings you into the science room, which has the healing pod right here, the atrium, and the station can be found right here against the front left-hand side of the ship. I should probably be saying like bow aft or something, but I'm not that type of guy. But here is where the science station is if you need to repair science. So right, we're in the front cargo area. So if I go here, it's the bridge. And if I go across the aisle, which is the front right-hand side of the ship, you'll be entering the weapons room, which have the nuke, the main gun, and the weapons station is right here. If I go further to the back of the ship, that means we are on the back right-hand side of the ship, is where you're going to find life support, as well as your exosuits. So here's yet another cargo bay on the back right of the ship, and then this hallway will connect you back into engineering. So that is the cruiser. Really nice design. This is kind of the first ship that we were able to... this is the first ship that we were able to basically win the game with. We got this ship so primed that we were one-shotting most guys that we ran into. Alright, so this is the WD Cruiser. This is Johnnyonoes playing Pulsar Lost Colony. If you have any questions about the game or any of the other games I support, please go ahead and leave your questions in the comments below. Thank you very much.